because it costs too much money. I can't see value in a pair of $100 shoes when I wear Crocs every day. I wore Crocs every day this year except for 3 times. I wore a pair of Vans that I bought like a week or 2 weeks ago, and I wore these twice. So it's like every other day I'm wearing Crocs, bro. They cost me $30. They comfortable. I can kick them off fast, slip in them.
Man.
So it's like you think about shit like that. It's like, you know, when we want to look good, but like now the fashion world is progressing where it's like, okay, in order for you to look good, you don't have to spend that much money. That's not what fashion is now. Because the niggas who wearing Supreme everything look corny now. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. Like realizing that in the world slowly coming to it. Like sacrificing is something that creates something beautiful. When you take a picture, bro, and most people don't notice, right? Because most people just think you clicking a photo. Imagine trying to lift weights, right? And somebody walk in and say, hey, nigga, give me your elbows real quick. You can't lift weights no more, bro. It's impossible. Right? That's literally what a camera is. That's what taking the picture is. You have to sacrifice one part for something else. The moment I want it brighter in the room, now I got to raise a setting that's going to possibly make the image not as detailed. If I want to catch something and make sure everything's in focus, now I'm going to introduce, you know, artificial light because I'm turning this thing up so big, I'm opening my eyes so wide. Y'all, the best way I can make it for y'all. The wider I open my eye, the more light I need. Right? So if I open my eye, say we outside, right? And I got my eyes squinted like this because it's so bright. If I open my eyes super wide, in order for me to to cancel out the sun, I need more light from other sources, which is what lights do in the room, right? So your eye can see when you come in a room like this, right? You think about the little light that you see, you can see, right? But your what is it called? Your little iris opens up. You look like you're a crackhead. You know, when you do drugs, your iris open up. You're more sensitive to light and all of this shit. Same thing happens when you get a migraine. More sensitive to all of that shit. It opens up. Your ears open up. So banging sounds seem louder for some reason. They give you a headache now. That's what the camera is. Now I'm sacrificing all of that. I got to pay for extra lights now because now my eye only stay this big forever. Then you think about like motion blur, right? You walk past somebody. You ever seen a picture of like the stream of lights from a car? You get that. You get way more detail in the photo. I'm talking about like, nigga, I can see inside your pimple. I can see the little things in your iris that show your color. I can see inside if I take a picture of you and turn that all the way up. Like you sacrifice something. Every art. Curry sacrificed his ankles at one point. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. You gotta sacrifice something. To get great, you sacrifice all of your time to be doing what you do, bro. You sacrifice sleep, you sacrifice money, you sacrifice everything, bro, to do it. But the only time niggas believe in sacrifice is when it benefit themselves, and that's why I feel the way I feel about that.
That's a real good point. Telling you though, that sacrifice, like, I mean, that leads to the next question. But like, shit, bro, like you sacrifice money and time, like, yeah. We all here, like, we finna start having pop-ups in the summer. You feel me? I mean, he ain't here, but this pop-up in May. We was all talking. I'm like, bro, I never know this pop-up, this shit from this brand. It just costs so much to do, like. Man, like I ain't never eaten a pop before, so usually I'm spending money on literally just the photo shoot and literally like the clothes, like the physical clothes. I'm not spending money on the extra, you know, I'm creating an environment. Yeah. Now the pop up, I'm literally creating an environment. I gotta hire a DJ. I gotta have somebody cater. I gotta get way more clothes. I gotta hire security. I gotta rent the space. I'm creating an environment for that particular time, just to push my brand forward. And it's crazy because like you feel me. I ain't never spent this much money. I was thinking in my head last week, like, shit, bro, I might have to cut back on something. Man. Something gotta. I'm like, shit, I ain't gonna lie, I might not be able to do this and this, and then, you feel me, I'm like, I start pushing hard. But that made you push harder because you feel me, like, your back against the wall, you start pressure make diamonds, so you like, shit, I gotta do something. I start pushing hard. I gotta sell these hoodies now. You gotta do something, bro.
And you've been consistent, so consistent that it's gonna be hard for you not to want to go harder. So you can make sure that you're able to do that. It's going to be hard for you to be like, damn, I did all of this work every day for years.
And I'm not about to come weak.
Like, quit it, bro. You done built a whole mindset.
Yeah, bro.
Doing what you do.
It was just crazy. I'm like, literally, go ahead. I'm just like, bro, I gotta. Before I sold them clothes, I'm like, shit, bro.
You gotta make some shade.
So I'm like, I gotta have this amount of money to pay for the pocket to make sure I get it where I'm going. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna have to make this amount of money stretch for this long. I'm like, I don't know how it's gonna go. And I thought, you know what? I'm about to get in these. I'm about to put this footwork in, get in these streets, and make something happen. Make something happen. Now I'm a little less stressed out, but I said pressure makes diamonds.
Exactly.
That's how I tell me. That's how with me. Like I feel that's how I put my stamp. Like I listen to this, but I put my stamp on. Like how do I put my stamp on my brain? Like I feel like I come out the designer streets. Like because you feel me. Like I'm not saying I come from the streets. Like I'm really in the culture. I'm really here. Like so you gonna see me out. You feel me? Like my niggas are talking about me. Like we be out. I'm selling clothes though. Like we be partying. You feel me? You seen it? We be partying out.
Selling some clothes.
We outside the party, blah blah blah. Like I'm going to the truck real quick. Hold on, I'll be right back. You feel me? Go grab that, sell some shit. I'm like, nah, I'm back doing what I'm doing. I have to go partying. Okay. Somebody else, hey bro, come check me out. You want some right now too? Be right back. But I gotta leave the club, leave wherever I'm at. Go outside, get the car, come back, get the hoodie, whatever, get the shirt, whatever you want it. So that's just, you feel me? That's just what I'm doing. So I'm really in the street. That's why I'm constantly designing the streets. You gonna see me in the street. You gonna see me putting in the footwork. You gonna see me outside. You feel me? Doing what I'm doing. I feel like this is like selling drugs to me.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Literally, bro.
I feel like selling drugs.
That's what everything is. The difference between it is the drug that you sell. You feel me? Not even legality. It's the drug you selling, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you.
That's the only difference between, you feel me? The way we come up is it literally teaches you to hustle. But the part is, where do you apply that hustle? And niggas don't know without the sacrifice that you're making.
Man.
It's like, damn, okay, I got to spend the money I made off my check to even start my business. And then I got to quit that job. And then the money I'm making off that is getting me somewhere right now. It's paying the bills, but I got to spend that money so I can make more money. It's like, damn, that's sacrifice.
Niggas would want to know, like, of course we all know, have us concerned, but I didn't grow into the mindset, bro, like, I'd be happy when I got to put some shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, put some money into something or something go wrong. That just, like, how can I say, like, struggle or sacrifice is a sign of, like, you on the other side of progression. You feel me? You about to take too much.
It show you.
Yeah, that's what you gotta start taking that shit with you. Now, like, that's because when you learn to take up the smile and, like, well, bro, you feel me?
Yeah.
Or you gonna be so fucking dangerous.
My mama always said, you ain't broke if all your bills paid.
Man.
Oh!
You know what I'm saying? And that's literally what it is, bro. It show you where you at.
You know, I definitely, like I said, I was talking to my partner, like, man, I'm gonna pop up. I'm gonna be steep. I'm gonna be down steep before I make $1 that day. I'm gonna be down. Yeah. I'm gonna make it back though.
But it's beauty.
It's beauty in that shit though. Like,
20, how old are you, bro?
24.
You 25, you're doing it, bro.
No, exactly,
now it's putting some shit together. You feel me? Putting something to the world.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And the way you doing it, crazy.
No, definitely. Like I say, I mean, I wasn't tripping like I said. At the end of the day, my end goal literally is for that day or that environment for it to come to life and for me to have a successful day. So it was gonna be what it was.
And the good thing about the way you're doing it too is it ain't no difference from what already happens in the hood. You know what I mean? Like as far as like how you talk to people, how you hustle to get your product off. Like it's familiar. So it's not like you saying, hey, you got to step outside of your character to be successful and do this. No, nigga, I'm about to run to the truck the same way a nigga gonna run to the truck or run to the fence and dig up shit. You feel me? Same way a nigga gonna do that. It's the same way you ain't gotta do shit out of your character, bro, to be successful. It's just you apply it to different. In this part, what you said is right. The legality part, feel me? You apply it to something else. That's it. That's literally it. That's the biggest difference. So it's tight that you do it that way too, because that's the way that niggas is familiar with, versus the way that niggas don't see it. Like they see it happen that way. It's like, damn, bro, all you gotta do is take that same hustle. You could do this same shit, nigga. What you talking about? Missing out on bread when you could be doing this. So it's like that's perfect. Like the way you said it was perfect, and the way you do it is perfect.
You know, so I just put my stamp on it, bro. Like shit. And so like I'm like niggas know. Like we know we in the circle. This shit ain't easy every day. Every day it's something I'm like.
I got a whole extra rent, bro. And I got bills at home, but like the rent at the studio is more than the rent at the house. So it's like I be like, man, my homie told me, he said, Charles, I'm gonna let you know. He said, I pay my studio rent before I pay everything else. If I'm broke, bro, and the only money I got for the house, whatever it be, is going to the studio first. Cause that's how I make my money. I can't pay for the house if I don't have a studio. Most of this work is studio work. And that nigga raw. It's my homie Darren. He raw shit. So it's like, you understand that. It's like, what? Like, you gotta sacrifice everything else and trust so much that your consistency, because it don't happen. It's just niggas always make it seem like it's just do it. You know, do it all the time. The more you do it, no, it's about you being consistent and then trusting your consistency. Trusting the fact that what you're doing is going to benefit you enough that you're going to be able to, feel me, to thrive, to push through it. Because that's what it's about, bro. If you don't have that confidence in yourself, that's when you give up. I didn't make it. Nobody watched. Okay, but you still doing it, right? Like, that's what matters.
Definitely. Like I said, you feel me? Just in this world, you know what I'm saying, what we in, like this fashion world is just so crazy. Like there's so much moving parts that go into that we in. Like you would have told me this, what I learned in this now, when I first started, been like, what you talking about?
I didn't even know like Instagram was out when I was in high school, bro. I graduated in 2010.
That shit was out. That shit was out. I remember that shit.
And I didn't even know, bro. SoundCloud out, bro. Like all of this shit. And it's crazy because my first week in Boston, because that's where the college I went to was at, right? First week in Boston, we out there. And we, got our IDs and shit. Whatever. We go to this spot up front. It's like a little storefront, but it's a school. It looks, like this. It's closer to the corner, though. And we all outside on the corner. We rapping. And this other dude playing the guitar. And then this other white dude come up and start playing the violin while we rapping. We just rapping. We turn around, all of a sudden the whole block is full, bro. Now imagine if niggas knew that Instagram was out, SoundCloud was out, all of this shit. If niggas knew and was aware of the shit, because it was there. It's crazy that technology goes hand in hand with every art that we create.
I feel like that shit not by coincidence, like on a broader scale, like on some divine plan type shit. Like, you feel me? Like, this shit is at your service to be, you feel me? It can kill you or it can make you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Make you or it can break you. Like, it's not by coincidence at all that we in a technological advance and stage of time and everybody got an entrepreneurial spirit now. You feel me? Like, that shit not by accident.
Exactly.
Well, I got a question since y'all photographers. I want to know, like, as photographers, there's certain things like brands that come to you, like they want you to bring something to life. Like, say, like, oh, I'm a brand. Like, say, like, I'm a brand new brand. I don't know you, you don't know me. I'm a brand. Like, I got these hoodies, these shirts, or this whatever. Like, I want you to bring this to life. I want you to create me like a look. How would we go about that? How would we, create that relationship with you to where we can grow together?
I mean, it's two ways, right? There's more ways, but two main ways. You either hire somebody for what they do, or you hire somebody for what you think they could do, right? Now, what they do is the easiest and safest way to go. Find a photographer that do something closer to your vision. Now, if you have no vision, you got to go through that photographer's work, and you got to see what they could do with your work. But that requires you to trust them enough to know that they're going to do what you want them to do. So you either find somebody new who you can mold, who you can build with, and who don't necessarily have a style, which is always recommended, right? That's how Wayne and Manny Fresh earlier on. You even look at the beats. Manny Fresh got better. That's how Swiss Beats and DMX, feel me, came up. That's how it's no real like photographer model duo like this, like a thing other than like this one dude and Kim Kardashian. This other dude was like a creep or something, but he was raw what he did. The first pictures of Kim Kardashian of her with the new body that was actually popping was taken by him. So he lived with them pretty much. He was walking everywhere, going everywhere with them until he got in the car accident. Now the nigga paralyzed. Like he can't do shit, but created everything with them. He was mold. That was the look was there because he was there. His look was there because she was there. It's like they did that, right? So you either hire that person because y'all can build from the beginning, but they might be lacking a bunch of stuff. And you just know that y'all can build something, right? So it's like my relationship with Don, right? I don't want him to get a job. Work at my studio. Like, okay, let's see how I can give you any of my information and what I got to make sure that you're able to contribute in some way to your craft and my craft if needed. I want to be able to send him a job that I can't do. But they hired me for the job. They want me for the job. The next best thing is going to be him. He works under me, able to do some of the stuff that I do, the way that I do it. He probably going to come to me for it anyway. Be like, hey, what should I do for this? For me, that type of vibe. You want to hire somebody who you can either mold into something, who got their own direction already, but you can just mold. Or you've seen their work and you know they can do the job. And that's how you would create that look. That's how you create that vision or that relationship. Any of that, like it. I mean, you trust your parents for a reason. They created that relationship with you from jump. They was able to mold you into a piece of who you are, not fully into who you are, because that came. I mean, you spend most of your time away from your parents when you were a kid. So it's like, they mold you, and now you got that good relationship with them no matter what happened. Y'all built that many years of trust. The product is coming too. Like, it's gonna happen. You're gonna take care of your mom one day. So it's like, the photographer gonna know that they being taken care of at the end, because you've been working with it for so long, and you've been making sure that they on their shit, and they've been making sure you on your shit. Hey, bro, I need you to hurry up and get some more stuff to me so we can keep working. That type of vibe. Find somebody to work with. Find somebody that you know, even if they out just for a buck, maybe work with them once or twice and see. Like, do they really want to? Yeah. Are they really just trying to shoot for the money, or are they shooting because they love to shoot? You know what I'm saying? Are they shooting because they see that I'm valuable? You know what I'm saying? In some way, whether that be like, hey, this person popping. And that's a good thing, right? You want to work with somebody just because they popping. Yeah. Yes.
It may not even work though like that, like for real.
It might not, but think about it like this, right? You get let's say you make clothes, and he make websites, right? I don't know how many followers you got, but he got 300,000 times, whatever followers you got, right? Are you gonna work with me, or are you gonna work with him if he offered to work?
Yeah, I'm gonna work
with him. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean, right? If he's willing to work with you and see something, and he know that your stuff gonna pop off, I mean, you using him either way. Whether you pay him or not, you're using him.
Fact. No, I mean everything in this world is a give and a take. I mean, you giving something to get something. You know what I mean? I said give one,
Not everything, but
I mean, pretty much. I see it like you get one, get one. Whereas I'm paying you for something or whatever, like you got to take something for every interaction you get, regardless of what it is. You're gonna take something, good or bad. You're taking something when you leave that interaction.
Energy, yeah, time.
You feel me? Something that you're leaving with something. You feel me? So I do that. I think my thing would be like the question I would ask you as a photographer: how do we as brands like come together with the photographer? How do we how the shooter? Like how do we build relationships with y'all? Like
exactly right.
Build looks with us, or help us help you. Cause I both I feel like as us the brands elevate, y'all will also be elevating the same way. I feel like
find somebody, the same exact thing I said. It's all about creating that relationship, and that's why you find somebody who you can work with and mold. It's like if I need somebody to watch my studio, I'm gonna have him watch the studio. Automatically, right? That relationship is there. I know I trust, and I say I know I trust versus saying making it seem transactional, because that's what it seemed like. It's like the disconnect on where you might not see what I mean when I'm saying like this is the relationship that you try to build with these people, right? The reason you hire a manager is because you've seen what they're capable of, and most jobs will tell you always that they hire in-house first. If they have no in-house to hire, then they outsource. They don't hire you without knowing that you're capable of doing that job. Years of work, maybe even a year of work. Damn, you exceeding expectations. Let's make you manager instead of assistant manager. Right? So you build with those around you, even if it's about that dollar. Right? Even if I shot with a person that got 1 million followers, and I shot with a person that got a couple thousand, and I worked with the person who got a couple thousand almost every other week. Right? And that's because of the relationship that I know she good at what she do. Right? I might not want to always do the job. She might be picky. She might do whatever. But I'm going to work with her because I know her shit going to pop. Right? And that's because I like working with her as well. Right? I know that I'm able to tell her and give her the feedback that I feel like she needs to progress. And I know she going to call me out on my bullshit. Now, you might have to re-edit this one. Yeah, but what you see wrong with it? Tell me what I can do to make this picture better. Because you're never as good as you're going to be. So it's like, you find somebody that you could mold or work with, or find you somebody that's popping enough to work with you to where they can mold, because it's always something. Like I said, you're never the greatest at what you do, ever. There's always somebody that's going to be better than you. So it's always something for them to learn from. If they don't feel like they can learn from you, they're not going to fuck with you in the first place. then it's just strictly transaction. You don't pay me and that's it. I'm not trying to work with you on this job, next job.
Yeah.
But you know that automatically because that's going to be a part of the vibe you're going to get up front. Yeah. So it's like you just got to find somebody to work with. Like I'm sure we all went to the same spot more than once. Like that's what it is.
Right.
It's about creating that relationship. The way to find it is approach it the right way. Make sure that when you reach out to whoever it be, that you doing them a benefit. Like you doing them a service. Because that's what it's about. Like I'm not gonna come to you for shit if I'm not doing something for you. Because then that look bad on me. Like I'm just trying to get you to do for me. I need to let you know that I'm doing something for you. So when I come to you, right, like somebody came to my studio and I guess he had like a couple backdrops in there and shit. Like, but I told him, I said, hey, can I buy all this off of you? Like, can I buy everything off of you? He wanted to put it in my space. I said, let me just buy all of it off of you because I'm opening the studio anyway. I'll buy every single piece that you got. He said, no, bro, it's just here. So you just go ahead and use it. It's here. If it's gone, when I get here, like, don't even worry about it. Backdrop's gone. Light stand is here. Whatever. Go ahead and use it. All right, it's fine with me. I don't need it though. You're not doing me shit by doing this. 2 months down the line, he want to rent the studio out. I told him at this time of the year, I'm raising my prices of the studio up by hourly by $25. He said, oh, bro, can I get the other price? Can I get the lower price because of this? You're not doing shit for me in the first place. I'm not giving you no lower price because I wouldn't give the next person a lower price and the next person ain't going to give me a lower price. If you're not doing anything for me to justify me to be able to give you something in the first place, that's going to progress my business, all it's doing is taking away my time. Now I got to drive down here for what looked like gas money to you might be a meal to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, you paying what $50 an hour is what I was charging when I first opened up, right? Now it's $100 an hour. So $50 an hour ain't shit. That $50 don't even, what's that gonna do? You spent $50. I spent $51 on 2 meals yesterday for me and my lady. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna? What am I do with that $51? That $50, like,
It's not gonna do nothing.
it's not gonna do shit for me. So what are you gonna give me that's gonna inspire me to do for you? To then be able to say, okay, bro, don't even worry about those 2 hours that you ain't got, bro. I want to make sure that you working. So if you got a client, and Jaquil will tell you, he prime example of me saying, bro, don't even trip, bro. Just come in and do this because you need your bread. So come do it. And I told him, I consistently tell him, bro, like here, if you need it, you let me know because I'm gonna make sure that you eat. Don't take advantage of it. So it's a way that you do it and where you got to make sure that you benefit from them. But at the same time, you creating a relationship with them too. If you see that you can create a relationship that's going to benefit both of y'all in the long run, whether that be like just person by person or business transactional, then you take those sacrifices and you help contribute to that. You build that. But you got to make sure that you find the person to do that with, right? To where you able to, and they able to take feedback and they able to give you feedback. Like I don't work with, no relationship where I know a person ain't gonna call me out on something. And I'm like, and when I say show people something, that mentality is showing somebody something. If I tell a student every day, you need to make sure that you not doing your work ahead of time and doing it with the class, right? It sounds crazy because you're like, damn, they should be able to do it by themselves, like so they can hurry up and get ahead and get done. But it's not just about being ahead. It's about teaching them how to work in a group situation to where it benefits everybody. So then we can all create on top of that.
Yeah, basically like that no child left behind shit.
Exactly. Like I want to make sure that we all good. Because in music, if one person fucks up, the whole group knows.
Or the whole sound might not come out.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so it's like, it's that same mentality. Like you think about what you're doing and the reason that I say the shit that I say and the reason I think the way I think and the reason I feel as strong as I feel about it is because the moment you, with Lil Bruh, the moment you show him that shit, that mindset is not going to be just applied to what you're doing right now or what the situation between y'all. That is going to apply to every other aspect of his life. He hustle at everything that he do and give his full at everything that he about to do because otherwise it's a waste of his time. But that started with that brand. And that brand started with seeing somebody say, okay, I'm about to do this impossible shit. And now you're making a living off doing impossible shit. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I, pose that question that way. and feel that way about building something with somebody, because none of it is real until you make it happen.
That's what
Definitely, bro. That's why I feel like we here. Like I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, bridge the gap in like, because like I said in the beginning, it's so much stuff in the fashion world that we have like as brands we have to tap into, and we're so like dispersed. We're so all over the place. Like not like this is brand itself. Like this brands in the bank that like we're all pretty much trying to do the same thing, but we just all over the place. Or it's other, or like it's like but we also know that we need photography, we need fashion designers, or graphic designers, we need models.
So what would your step be? What would your next step be in trying to make something like that happen?
I mean that's why we here for real. Like that's why we invite different people like that's involved.
But that's it's the difference between you know, sitting around the table and talking about it and figuring out how to directly implement. Because just because we talk about it don't mean it's going to work in every area. You know what I mean? So how would you do that? Because every place is so different. So what would your first step be to do that?
I don't know. I thought this is what I'm doing. What we doing here is like I see you were talking.
That's a valid answer though.
I'm inviting you here.
Yeah.
Like a few weeks ago we had Mario. Invite him. You feel me?
I want to say like, of course, like I think we building something. You feel me? I think it's more so like the people we done met through this this little podcast, this platform, whatever you want to call it. Like we done had so many people tap in. People done tapped in with him. People done tapped in with me. And it's just like. It's the fact that people want to actually come speak about whatever their craft is, because the craft of the Bay Area is like, it's a lot of people that go unnoticed out here. It's a lot of like eyelash technicians, like all of them shit. Like they're on a high horse, but they aren't necessarily brought in on the limelight. You feel me? Or the face of the culture type shit. And that's how it is like with clothes now. Clothes is just now coming in when it comes to like, you feel me, out here, or it's been like a huge increase, especially like with black businesses being owned, like all of that stuff. And I feel like this is a cool little first step just by it just being talked about. You feel me? And then I think progressing forward would be maybe turn into maybe bring a building across and just where we could have a platform or just a network or a place where just creators can just come and slide through. You feel me? And just do what they do best. You know. Because we don't got nothing like that out here, in my opinion. I haven't seen much. I mean, like, yeah, we got a studio, but I just understand, like, you got a studio and everything, but it's just like, what about, it's so many people that do different shit. Like, it's a lot of people that just do different shit. Like, it's shit we don't even know.
And that's why I say at first, what's the first step to bringing all of that together?
Yeah.
Because it's like y'all say, this the first step that y'all, you feel me? This the first step. Talking about it, figuring it out. I don't want to, say something is the first step on y'all behalf, but like y'all just told me this is the first step. So like y'all already doing it. Exactly. So it's like now that you know that you're doing that, now it's no longer just being talked about.
It's done.
You know what I'm saying? It's done. It's already happened. So it ain't the question is no longer how do we bring these people together? How do we make what we doing right now go further? Right? Because you're already doing it. The step it's happening. So it's like what's how do we keep this going on? And you spoke on to a little bit of that, and you even mentioned bringing people in and talking and getting the podcast popping off and bringing in different people. That's how we keep contributing to it and all of it.
I mean, initially when we started it, we was like we wanted to make it a platform where like if you got a brand, you drop or something, you feel me? Probably post it on here because it's like a lot of brands in the Bay. I feel like we have to promote it ourselves, and it's not like a place
100%.
where like, we have to push it ourselves. It's not like a place like when music you can put it on World Star, you can put it on theater, you can put it on here, you can put it on there, you can put it on United National. You can do a whole bunch of stuff to where like you'll still push it, but they'll help you. They'll give you a little, they'll push you forward a little bit. Versus for us, it's like we gotta do it to the neck. We don't got that.
It's the what is it called? Like the self-owned, like the self-businesses, the self-made business owners. It's it's no market for that. So it is a place for clothes, right? You think about like you don't find music in stores no more, right? You just maybe Target and Best Buy, but like where else? You know what I'm saying? Unless they online. You know what I mean? So same thing with clothes. Like you got Macy's, you got Target, you got all the little shops, but like what's an online place that you would come to get the self-employed people who make they shit in the cities? No city has that, bro. Not one city has that. So it's like, think about it that way and figure out like, you know, a way to popularize it in a way that it seems like beneficial to everybody else versus like, I don't know, not realizing what's already out there, like copying kind of a little bit. Like realize what's out there and the way that other people doing it, figure out how to do it there. Everybody's gonna come if money is involved.
Everybody gonna come with money.
Maybe, you know, maybe you don't need money because you got, and that's a way to cheat the system too. Like you got the camera, you got the space to talk about shit, and you already cheating the system because you don't gotta spend money for it. And you're not cheating it on purpose. Right?
It's already ahead.
But like it's just already in you already got the tools that some niggas don't already got. So you got everything that you need to be able to do it, and you doing it. Now what's the part to expand what you doing? Like what's the next piece of the puzzle? Like what happened next? Cause you doing it right now.
Yeah, I mean,
You literally.
I don't want to speak for the whole group, but I just feel like I said, the more we get more people involved, like you, or like last week, or a couple weeks ago, we had a model come through, or you know, we have the other people like who do stuff related to the fashion world. Eventually, we're like, word of mouth is crazy, like it'll circulate.
Facts.
It'll
He
circulate.
told me to send him the podcast as soon as I told him.
Yeah, like the word of mouth will circulate so the way that we'll see like, oh, this is what we're doing. Because like you said before, like a place like this isn't even ran by a person from the culture. We all literally from the streets. We all literally from the culture. So it's like it'll be a little easier for us to get the positive, you know, reinforcements. Because now it's like, okay, they all really in the culture. They already know what it is. So it's like now we just bringing in more people. But I don't want to speak for everybody in the group. Because I ain't gonna lie, but I feel like they all on the same page.
I mean, I think, yeah, I think for the most part, like even if y'all wasn't on the same page, it'll still contribute to the same end goal. Because the one of the issues right now in the black community in general is that niggas different opinions, thoughts, religions, pockets, clothing, the way we talk, whatever it be. If niggas disagree, you know, all of a sudden everything go downhill for some reason. When if you disagree with somebody, that's how y'all make diamonds anyway. That's how you make money.
Yeah.
Like by disagreeing with each
Right.
other. So it's like, even if y'all did disagree, like, and you didn't speak for the whole group, it's still gonna progress because difference of opinions is what's gonna breed all of those other opportunities anyway. So it's like, you know, y'all all able to figure out what y'all can agree on, and that's the important part. Figure out what everybody can agree on in general. Like we all agree on something. It needs to be a place for it. It needs to be a space for it here.
That's why we definitely need to be a place. We definitely need a place. I mean,
this is the place.
This is the place. Cause we already know these spots that we are I feel like our new slogan is unify the day. Like, because like a couple weeks ago, so like for example, like one of these in the group, like he had a pop up, and like we all came to his pop up. We wasn't wearing our brands, we were his. Cause that was his day.
Yeah, facts.
You feel me? The next nigga who have a pop up, I'm not gonna come to my brand. I'm coming to his. Because that's his day. When I have a pop up, I'm sure you're gonna come with my brand, not theirs, because that's my brand. Next, you feel me? The next, when now somebody else, we gonna recycle it. So at that point, you feel me? Make sure.
That level of support is